Why anime and manga has become boring by the mass man. Listen, the mass man made some nice content in the past, but nowadays he's chilling. But there's some takes I just don't agree with, man. This is one of them. So let's get busy.
Has anime and manga become boring? This is a bit of a loaded question since it's so subjective. Some of you might be thinking of course not, while others might answer yes with a question as to why they feel that way. The last 4 years have been incredibly interesting given the boom in manga with series such as Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, Tokyo Revengers for a period of time, and the still polarizing ending to Attack on Titan. There was definitely a heavy saturation with new series catching the eye of readers all over the world.
A lot of quality stuff, man. And just because the anime is lit doesn't make the story and the writing lit. The ending of AOT still sucks, man. Um, no one haven't gave a good argument of the retcon of Aaron's character. Cause if you ask me, I'll always go back with Path and Zeke and Aaron talking to being with their father or whatnot. Um, all of that was not Aaron's acting. All you're doing was revealing to him, revealing information over the course of the time when they're in paths. Thinking that Zeke had the upper hand somewhat, but Aaron just trying to do his thing. At the end of the day, that did not correlate well with how Aaron felt with Armin. It was completely out of left field. It was bad. But everything else, some mid, like some Demon Slayer. Um, some great stuff like Villain Saga, amazing stuff. Second season, y'all. Highly recommended. Highly recommended.
This last year, however, has felt a lot more stale, and obviously I'm not just referring to 2023, but really a good amount of 2022 as well. But perhaps I'm misplacing my sentiment, especially when you take into consideration series that were returning, plenty of new series coming out, and some of the series I've listed are still ongoing, and there's plenty of others that have been completed for years now that I haven't even read yet. So then what is it? Because clearly the answer doesn't lie within the medium itself. I did a video over a year ago talking about my difficulties to watch an anime due to the set pacing it has and my lack of ability to focus when watching one. Even if I think the series is really good, it is impossible for me to sit down and watch an anime on my own.
It's very concerning, considering the fact that if an anime interests you, got a good story, got some characters, got some world building, you know what's going on, the plot and whatnot, it should be easy to stick to landing. Now for Hunter x Hunter, it got some stuff going on with itself with the whole hunter exams, why you gonna want to be a hunter, doesn't sell its power systems, the enemies in the series. But along the line, it got muddied. I don't know. It's definitely after Yorkenu. Yorkenu was pretty dope. But after Yorkenu, yo, bro, it was like Reed Island. It was mediocre. And Chimera Ant. Listen, themes can take you a long way. The way you write your story that have the theme, being in the background can just really be lost in translation because, oh my gosh, I don't know what the gosh was thinking. But having such overarching narration be that excessive is ridiculous. Not good. But I stayed anyway. That was it. And then for the long run, I want to see how it ends. It was hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to drop series back in the day, like 10 years ago. But now, okay, story bad, writing make no sense. Move on to the next. Simple.
The problem now is I'm having the same issue with manga. It's come to the point where I've been reading really good manga like Yona the Dawn and Yusugoi, but I'm having the most difficult time making it past one chapter a day. Anyone who's followed me long enough knows that this isn't the first time something like this has happened, and I'm not the only one. Many people in my close circle haven't read or watched a new series in months. It was taedium, simply boredom in Latin. I had reached a point where I had gotten extremely bored of anime and manga as a whole. To better understand this, I looked into boredom and what leads up to it. How could I possibly get bored? Many of these series have been incredibly impactful with its themes and its lessons, as well as providing characters constantly that I love to see grow or deteriorate as the series progresses. To add on top of that, I have the privilege to talk about these things on a platform which I could not be more grateful for. And to even add on top of that, there are so many different genres of stories, each with their own art style, setting, and unique spin on things that I'm familiar with. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything takes inspiration from something else, but it's the way each series deviates from those commonalities that allows them to develop a unique identity over time. So please stop acting surprised when a mangaka takes inspiration from another one. The point is, how could I possibly get bored with all of these?
For the people who still think that um what was leading for this? What was leading for this? I'm trying to lead with inspiration is gonna happen regardless, no matter what. Great stories are always been inspired by everything. Fantasy is it will always have a revolving door with other fantasy, like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. There's always going to be inspiration from the beginning, from the before them, whatnot. Same thing for manga. Black Clover got inspired by Bleach or Zerk, a little bit of Naruto. JJK mainly Bleach. Dragon Ball inspired by the Journey of the West. At some point, I'll read that story by myself one day. Journey to the West. Now, last time I checked, it's a long book. Very long. It's a long book. I sit down and just read it. Long book, right? Definitely gotta check that out. The list goes on. So, it will not be a bad thing for any series to be inspired by something. Unless like a blatant copy of a thing. Now, that is some potential lawsuits coming to the guy's way. He's copying from another guy. You know what I'm saying? Prejudice still exists, but inspirations is not illegal.
Upsides. Boredom itself derives from the simple feeling of being uninterested, taking place in the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, which dictates decision making and planning. Being bored is no longer having the desire to be interested in the details of whatever it is, and most commonly feeling stuck in a repetitive and monotonous experience. Almost like when you're halfway through a semester and you walk in a chemistry class. You could not have paid me enough to have paid attention. But chemistry is something I've never liked from the beginning. Becoming bored of something you're passionate for is a whole other experience.
Consider the fact that every subject in class is going to be appealing to everybody in different ways. English is cool for me. I did not like math. I was good at it in elementary school, but after that, middle school, high school, even college, I started to lose that luster. The more complicated things get with math, and I did not have that passion for that anymore. Like basic stuff, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. I'm cool with that. PEMDAS, you know, rectangular and Pythagorean theorems, stuff like that. Yeah, that exists, right? But the more you add in these rules, the more I start get disinterested. Made me think like, who is this for? Because clearly it's not for me. Like this high end like math skills is should not be for me because I don't care about this. If I had options like be excluded from any math test whatsoever forever, then I'll take that. No, gym my favorite class. Anything else is just it's mid. Um, the boredom hits when everything just you know doesn't nothing changes. Or you read too much manga, mask. You ever thought about that? Thought about taking some breaks from reading manga? I've seen some of your videos, man, and some of them have a long list of like top 30, top 80, 100 sus and sus mangas that you read, and I'm thinking to myself like, there's no way they ever be bored of manga. You read that much manga. unless you really just read that much manga, which is like back to back type beat, which is pretty. Well, will get tiresome and tedious. Cause you put that on yourself, brother, and nobody else.
Frustrating that the very thing you turn to in order to be entertained and to escape a bit from everyday life feels a part of everyday life. Although this is slightly deviating from the main point of the video, I do want to point out that losing the desire for one's hobbies or activities that you enjoy over an extended period of time can be a sign of depression. That isn't really the topic of this video, but if you think you're struggling with mental health, do yourself a favor, don't go self-diagnosing on TikTok, please seek professional help. But boredom is a very different feeling from being tired, although it can feel similar at certain points. Boredom more so stems from our mind having a lot of energy but nowhere to direct the energy, thus leading to a lack of interest and focus. That would explain why I can't sit still when I watch something at times. For those that feel bored with anime and manga, I think it's largely been due to an overexposure or an oversaturation of this medium of entertainment.
You know this, and you know this. Yeah, you still call it a problem. I'm curious if you have a solution to this thing because it's not much of a problem. Just turn off the TV, do something else. Chill, relax. Maybe play some video games if you're interested in that. I know you are. I saw his rap. Doom. I'll fall about playing some Devil May Cry. I'm just saying.
In the years I've done YouTube, I've spent more hours reading and making videos about what I've read more than anything else. Add on top of that some of the personal mental health that I'm still sorting out, and it made for a rather chaotic relationship with what I do. Sure, a lot of factors could be attributed to the nature of being a content creator, but even if I didn't do YouTube and I still had all these hours invested into anime and manga, I think I would still largely feel the same. One of the main issues is despite the versatilities that stories can have, many times we lean towards the things we're familiar with and what we know to enjoy. The negative to this is once we've had enough of the same sort of thing, our minds proactively think we have it all figured out. The tropes and story arcs we've already been through.
That's a wrong way of thinking. Personally, I just recommend from anybody. Keep your expectations low. The direction of the story is not going to be as much as you expect it to be. However, you felt like it's predictable. Think about it like this. How is the execution? How is it different? Because every story beginning is always going to be different from or every other story's end. Just because the ending of uh, AOT can be argued to be similar to Code Geass doesn't mean it did the same. Code Geass is 10 times better. The build-up is better. The characters are better. AOT just a poor imitation and something that thought it was cool. See what I'm saying? Completely different. Now, the execution can either make or break someone's enjoyment and immersion. So, y'all, never forget that, alright?
We expect and predict to be the same for the next story we read, and once the story begins to prove that thought process true, the lack of interest immediately kicks in. You can see pieces of this in the conversation surrounding anime and manga in general. The amount of times I've heard typical shonen, and the amount of times I said it myself when describing a series, is mostly the result of people reading a few of the most mainstream shonen titles and believing every shonen that has ever existed follows the same style of writing. Are there similarities within the demographic? Yes, of course, but to this day I should not be getting people saying Attack on Titan's a seinen when it is a shonen. Overall, I think the conversation surrounding anime and manga as well has become
Devilman brought in the talk of whether or not something should be, presented to the audience on a global scale when it comes to their grotesque violence or not, even for the branding of shonen. Shonen exists for older people. Shonen exists for the younger guys. You are still getting Chainsaw Man today as a shonen. And the last couple of chapters, yeah, the lines have been blurred a long time ago. JJK was one of them. Demon Slayer, one of them. Demon Slayer sucks, but It still got published by Shonen Jump. I could go on and on, man. But eventually, even JoJo's left. Like after part 6, it just he did. Araki did his own thing for part 7, which is like wild stuff, man. Um, Berserk, Seinen, right? Um, but there's One Piece too. Both of them have dark themes. Both of them have like actions that's like pretty barbaric and crazy, insane in his own sense, in his own way, and but it's still different stories published by different media. Somewhat still in the same company, no Shueisha. Uh, like I said, the lines already been blurred. It all depends, like what can you show to people and what you can't show. But then again, it's always blurry from each and every manga. So the whole difference of like Shonen and Shanen, it just means nothing to me now. It doesn't matter.
More monotonous than my voice. It's all mid, peak fiction, clears, and some of the occasional bi-weekly sideshow of the Black Clover fandom getting into it with another fandom for some reason. I don't know who starts it or why it starts, but it always happens, and it's always so funny to see from an outside perspective. So if the feeling of repetition exists when you read or watch an anime, the discussion around it isn't much help. But even if you really enjoy a certain genre of manga, be it horror, romance, action, mystery, eventually too much of the same thing can feel uninteresting. The simple solution would be to read out of a genre you typically read, but once you do that enough, then you start to predict things that happen in your mind regardless of the
No. Again, I don't do that prediction theory crafting crap no more because it would um just distract me to what's going on. If I'm reading, I'm watching something, I'm reading it, I'm just reading it for reading and see what's next. The whole theory crafting crap doesn't even. It's boring to me. Theory crafting to me is boring because there's no enjoyment of something that I know is gonna be wrong, proven wrong, for the next chapter. Like Fujimoto is the only one I know that, and Oda. Um, the only mangas I know that they really know how to not give us too much information that what's gonna happen in the next chapter. Can anything can happen? Anything can really happen. So people thought we're gonna go to Elbath after Wano. Look where we are right now. Whole egghead. Still an egghead. And what about Fujimoto? Like I don't know what people thought about Chainsaw Man 2, where they thought like, yo, we gotta find out who's the mystery chainsaw guy, right? Figure out his identity, but he's still not visible. Spoilers for the Chainsaw Man, but you're not reading the manga, right? I mean, only he's not reading the manga, so it's whatever. The say here is that keep your expectation low. You'll never be disappointed. So.
type of story it is. And if the story early on doesn't offer something new or exciting to the mind, dropping the series is a certainty. Some have more patience, but even then, if a series doesn't become uninteresting at the start, then it eventually will. Again, this is all under the assumption that you were under the same predicament I often find myself in. The feeling of boredom and disinterest for an anime or a manga comes in once we feel that all the time we have invested into this story has been nothing but a waste of our time.
Is it? Every time I read something, every time I just invest myself in some quality mangas and stories, even TV shows, movies, did I really felt that I wasted my time? Not exactly. No matter what you do, you are spending your time on something. Like you could just sit down and do nothing all day if you wanted to. That's potential. You could be on your bed, chilling, sleeping all day. The day could be going just like that, And yeah, that's someone could like say that's wasting time, like, or you just flipping burger at the job. You making money, but you knew you could do better. You knew you did a better job out there for you, but this is the best you get. That's wasting time. Um, Reading something that you picked up, man. You just reading this, found out like you're not interested. All right, you spend your time on it. That's it. Keep it pushing. You realize that certain stories are not up to you. They're not like interest you. You know, as a genre, I love action, thriller, some horror, comedy. Never gonna be bored with it because everybody have their like own slice of flavor to add to the mix. So I'll never be bored with that. But I do tell you this: take breaks. It helps a lot. There'll be times where I'm reading Villain Saga and I catch up to the manga. I don't even pick it up. Same thing with Berserk. I know there are chapters out there. I don't read them when it comes out because one, I want some more. I want some more quality content from both of those series. And then some. When that happens, then same thing for like Baki, same thing for like Hanging Omega. Really, I'll be like chilling here, like damn, I want more. So what I do is don't read them for like what, a couple of weeks, even the months. And when I want to read them again, I'll read them again. But when we get to that certain point where like, oh shoot, no more pages, I'll just like either I finish it up, catch up, or just pause right there and come back for it later. There are other stuff out there, other mangas, animes to watch. I'll just watch those, man. Sometimes I have a big backlog, man. Y'all know about Psychopaths? Know about Link Click? Those animes I need to watch. Um, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if I have a backlog of stuff I need to watch, I'll definitely watch it. Like Windbreaker, I definitely need to watch Windbreaker. See what happens. There's never. When you think about it, you spend time with something you're interested in. To say that you waste time mean that you regret looking at it, reading it. But then again, bro, it's not really wasted. Like people just have this weird regret of like, oh, I waste my time, blah blah blah. Like, bro, you're okay, you're fine, you're still alive. You can make time for more things. Don't be petty about it.
This is partially why I say it's not always what's in the story, sometimes it's the person experiencing it. A story can be great, but oftentimes it's the first story that impacts us greatly that's hard to replace. And so it's this never-ending search to find something that can make us feel something akin to that previous series. And if it doesn't, then disappointment can be soon to follow. I don't think it was a coincidence.
I never thought to myself like the biggest mistake I ever did would come to like thinking that the series gonna be the same as the other series was Black Clover and Naruto. I'm I'm ashamed that I went on a bandwagon that oh Black Clover just a Naruto clone because it wasn't. It was not whatsoever. Even the first episode, I'm starting to believe like yeah this is completely different from Naruto. Even though bro wants the title, even though he challenging his friend get that title, that 10 times different. Because Sasuke never wanted to be Okage. He never did. That crap happens later on in the series. That makes no sense to me today. It's still dumb. Um, you know, challenge honestly as a friend and rival. One of the healthiest rivals right there. I love that. Brotherhood. Um, yeah, I tell myself never do that again. That's the only time I never do that again. Even though if someone told me like before reading JJK, if someone told me like JJK was inspired by Bleach, all right, and then like, okay, I don't care. And then they told me like those guys just like this guy in JJK remind me of Kenpachi Jaraki. I'm like, so is Hisoka, so is Goku, so is a lot of characters who just hungry for battle type dudes. Are a lot out there, okay? Then you see Toto. I'm like, okay, he about to smoke, but he's not that. like that thirsty. You know what I'm saying? He's not that thirsty. Like he doing these fights out of necessity. So he's nonchalant about like someone gotta do it. So that see like this already told you like keep your expectations low, and disappointment will come to you less and less of the time. It does nobody good. So chill out.
Incidents that my investment in
Experiences can be different from anybody, bro. It can happen. You know what I'm saying? It can happen anytime, anywhere. Um, when it comes to getting mangas, it's just gotta know when to like sit down and read it and when to take a break type beat. You know? I'm just saying.
saturation of anime and manga. But if there's a positive in all of this, is being bored isn't entirely negative. Neuroscientists, in fact, would argue that boredom can lead to more creativity in the mind, since it is searching for something to invest the energy into. We think how this could be better, more engaging, and entertaining, and so it creates something new from the inspirations we have, be it the good or the bad ones. Eventually, that thing created becomes popular, more things are created to follow the formula laid out by said thing, and eventually we get accustomed and numb to that thing as well. It's a bit of a vicious cycle. To take it a step further, this sort of problem with
Just man, it's the way your tone's saying it. It's just like nonchalant. I don't think that you believe yourself saying that, or at least take it seriously enough. Creativity is should never be like no consider that to be a rigorous thing to do. When you're bored, something you find not interesting, but you have to like sit through it because you got to. It can't be torturous. That's the thing, right? Creativity is like not that thing. It's like you find something to do, like drawing stuff, making some doodles, in the classroom, and you just have to keep your mind occupied as much as possible. So every time when I say I gotta go to the bathroom, I don't want to go to. I'm not really going to the bathroom, even though I am going to the bathroom. I just walk around, talk to people outside or whatnot. Just have short conversation or go back to class type beat, and that can.
boredom can extend beyond just our forms of entertainment, but into our daily routine. Whether you're going to school, going to work, no matter what it is, if a large majority of one's time is devoted to something and nothing substantial changes, it can feel stale. After a while, it feels like you're slamming yourself into a brick wall over and over and over again, and hoping for a different result. So if anime and manga has felt largely boring to you, what's the solution? Well, it's balance. One of the biggest issues that I have as a person is I'm a man of extremes. Ask anyone who knows me.
Kids even. There's time to play and time to do some homework. Time to do some homework, time to relax. Time to relax, time to eat. When it's time to eat, time to brush your teeth and go to bed. That's a routine. Kids know this better than anybody. Adults should know better. Mask, you should know better. And keeping a schedule helps a lot of people in life. Every single time. You have to commit to it. You have to commit to a schedule that you're able to do. But if that schedule gets like mangled and mishandled, that's on you and nobody else. You are responsible for your life, so have that responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Not no, nobody gonna do the work for you.
Well enough, and one of the main words they'll use to describe me is obsessive. When I like something or I'm invested into something, I invest myself so much into becoming better at said things or knowing more about it, or having the same 10 seconds of a certain part of a song replayed over and over and over again, that I burn out quickly. The horrible solution I have to prevent myself from becoming obsessive is detaching myself completely, which in turn leads
People take breaks. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna be with you no more. For some people, it'll be relationships. You know, taking a break with a relationship gives a person to like think about other options to do. Taking a break is like a job. You still got a job to do, so you're taking a break. Get a breather before you go back to the work. People like misconstrue the word "I need a break" to just I don't want to do this no more. That's a damn lie. All right, taking a break and taking a break. If you want to be honest and say like, "Yo, I don't want to be with you no more," just say that. The heck is someone's emotions? You're grown. Everybody's adult. Take the hurt on the chin and move on. You know. But to go back to strictly just manga based stuff, right? Um, you need to chill. You need to relax. It's not no race. To be better at what? Reading better mangas, dude? Come on, what? Like the whole 7 second minute video. No. I like to take everything into the entirety. If the whole piece is good, I want to listen to that piece almost every day. That's not excessive. I just like the song. I really like the song a lot. And I'll take that song to entirety. Sometimes I have to leave in the background playing some games. You know? Back in the day when I was like, playing some Ratchet and Clank. Brooklyn we go hard. That was crazy, man. So nostalgic. Uh, you just got to control yourself, my G.
To separation and these long extended breaks from things, but the solution is finding balance. Easier said than done. But when one becomes bored and soon apathetic, it's important to change things up and include other things that can take us away from whatever we're getting bored of. Managing a schedule so we can fill our day-to-day routine with other things, even new things that we might be uncertain that we'll enjoy it or not. If you don't go to the gym, try incorporating that into your schedule. Tired of anime and manga? Try watching live action and movies, or even try books and comics.
Yeah, do that. Like, expand your horizon. I've been telling people that so many times. Expand your horizon. Imagine someone playing 2K all his life and has the audacity to say, "Oh, gaming ain't no fun. Get off of 2K. Get off of freaking Call of Duty and play some Elden Ring. Play something out of your freaking niche. Play some Street Fighter 6. Try it out." You know how many streamers who tried a fighting game and stopped like in a week or a month because of getting smoked? You know what I'm saying? Like REC World. That's how everybody else, like the other mainstream guys. They were still playing Street Fighter 6. Like even after it was released, like months after, bro. Yeah, that was dope. That was a great time to be a Street Fighter fan because you see one of your favorite content curators, stupid traffic outside New York City, bro. So annoying. Damn, that's repetitive. I hate that. But I gotta deal with it. Out of my control. What I'm saying, yeah, having REC World streaming Street Fighter 6 beside everybody else, like who's not like a big Street Fighter people, a fighter in general. And just want to play some like what Smash Brothers, like bro, that's boring as heck. You play it more and more and more times, and you're not gonna play no Mortal Kombat, no Street Fighter, not even KOF. Like, come on, dude. You cannot say anything is boring because you're just not interested in a couple of things. You know how many people just do things they don't like? A lot of people. A lot of people do. But hey, you never know how fun it is until you spend some time with it. You know what I'm saying? Like Street Fighter 6 is so beginner friendly. Anyone can play it. On me. Just these some good fundamentals, practice with the characters that you like, and go ham online. If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. That's what life is. So yeah, people shouldn't shut up when they say gaming is boring. Or even heck, manga is boring. No, bro. There's a lot of mangas out there that are very enjoyable to consume that you are not peeping at it enough, or spinning your horizon enough, or taking breaks enough. Some of y'all are grown. Take some accountability and schedule your freaking life. Get a calendar. Write some stuff down.
Go for a walk. Fill your life with things that can give you a breath of fresh air and allow your mind to appreciate the simple things. I find myself enjoying a manga when it's bad more than good recently, because when I'm reading a series, despite it being bad, in my personal opinion, I get to have fun with it. It's a rarer experience for me since you guys tend to recommend a large majority of really well put together.
Experience to read bad manga, bro. I watched Fairy Tail, and before reading the manga, I read it. Hated it, bro. The only arc I read from Fairy Tail was the Avatar arc, and that like solidified like why Fairy Tail is so bad. Because no matter what many evil characters out there that gonna cause damage, the Fairy Tail people are always gonna win. Why? Because of bigger techniques, big power, buff, whatever, friendship, nonsense. Let a god come from the sky, Nashu just one shot a god, bro. Really? And that's good to y'all? Having your character just one shot crap? Really, dude? Call that man One Punch Man. That's all he does. Most of the time. Golly, Fairy Tail sucks. I can't even enjoy that, dude. I can only laugh at it and get mad after the fact. You gotta pay me to like read 100 Years Quest. I'm not doing that. Heck no. Nope.
Series. Therefore, I get to have fun with it again. I even found myself rereading things that I knew once sparked a feeling other things I have read since have just not been able to replicate. Adding on top of that,
I don't know if the One Piece thing is just random or that's on purpose. If that was like on purpose, then let me see. 1 year ago, Egghead, I think it was Egghead. I think either Egghead or Wano. Whatever happened between you, like assuming One Piece Max, man, I hope he's like elaborate that more in the future videos, because I don't know what you mean, brother. I don't know whatsoever.
made a conscious effort to add other things throughout my daily life, but it's something that I'm still working on. So clearly the issue wasn't the medium of it at all. It was me and how I was managing my time with it. So when I took some time to look at it, anime and manga hadn't become boring.
What a
I
story.
just needed some balance.
Yeah, thank you, Mas. But hey, manga anime never became boring. Is a matter of like it never was, bro. It's like I don't know why you even have a title like that, and you realize you know the problem. You want to talk about the problem, but it's not like just for you to tell us that you have a problem with it. It's a matter of like other people have a problem with it and don't know how to diagnose it. Know how to like solve the problem, how to cure it, and as simple as taking breaks and scheduling out your plans. Sometimes plans change. You gotta adapt or fall behind. No ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody's doing up, and we gotta be responsible to more things that we're doing ourselves than we were as children. Alright? So whenever I have time, I have plans to like read a manga. I'll just go read it. It's right there. I'll go read it. My tablet, on my phone, my computer, anywhere. I'll just read it. If I have stuff going on, I'll just like set up and set out. Anything else, I know what I'm doing. I'm just scheduling, see what people's doing, figure out what I gotta do, what I gotta write about, and I keep myself occupied. I'm never bored. Alright? I'm never really bored when it comes to like figuring out things I don't know what to do. I get bored when I'm stunned like what the things to do. If I want to play games, if I want to like do some voice acting, demo reels, if I want to like do some edits, if I want to do reaction videos like these. That's like the thing I'm coming across with. Like there's so much I want to do at one point. I can't do all of them at once. So I decided like sit down, breathe, think. What's the easiest thing to do? What's the hardest thing to do? And just organize myself there. Not that hard.
So I hope you guys got a lot from this video. Max Man, he's cool and whatnot. He's alright. He's alright. Um, you did this thing. How you feel about this, bro? Is this cool? Is the Max Man was he spitting? You felt what he was feeling? He was feeling, or was it different? Comment down below. Like if you dig this. Subscribe for more content on the channel like this. I'll be out. Gotta be safe, be easy, and be chilled.